just filmed the whole video. I talked for a long time, so you're in for a long one today. But I would like to put out a disclaimer, trigger warning, whatever, content warning, any of that stuff. Yeah, you will see needles in this video because of my sewing the vests. I'm not sewing in the video, but one of the vests has one tucked into it. So yeah, be mindful of that. You will hear mentions of scissors and all that kind of stuff because I'll talk about the processes of you know, making my designs and everything. And you will see sharp objects, you'll see DIY spikes and stuff like that. As well as that, I will discuss lighters, but you won't see them. But just in case, I'm going to literally state everything here. You're going to see me discussing lighters because it's part of the process, you know, to melt off the dental floss. So yeah. Also, I didn't get like very political, but like I dabble on some of the political ideologies. Not really even, but I just talk about how you know, certain people believe certain things should be on your jacket, whatever. Not even in pure detail, like I wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, I think that's all the disclaimers from me. Enjoy the video and thanks so much for watching. Hey guys, it's me, Laura Michelle. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 3 of Real Metal Talk. So, a few disclaimers. Irish people, right? We are used to the rain, you know yourself with the stereotypes. And as it's summer right now, the heat is disgusting. Like, I cannot handle it. So that's why I look disgusting, because I feel disgusting. Also, my fan is on in the background there. I don't know if you can see it. So audio quality not going to be the best, but I'm going to try speak loud and get through it, because I already didn't put out a video yesterday, which was Friday. So I want to upload this one because I want Real Metal Talk to be like a weekly thing. So I've already failed at that, so I'm going to try to do this. Also, with the glare that the light creates, my eyebrows are too faint today, so you're not going to be able to see them half the time. So just ignore that. My hair is disgusting because I had a bandana and I took it off because it was too hot. I think that's everything out of the way. So anyway, you read the title, you can see these death trap looking things on my hands. You know what time it is, okay? Real Metal Talk, and this week's topic is the do's and don'ts of DIY, you know, the things in the community that people preach about, the ones I've tried, how they went for me, any advice I have, you know, especially for like people getting into it and stuff. Yes, I'm wearing a Nirvana shirt. No, I'm not saying Nirvana are metal. It is just the coolest thing I have. One of my favourite, most comfy tank tops. Because I'm just trying to get through this video without literally melting like the Wicked Witch of the West. So anyway, I will start with accessories and things of the sort. So we're going to start with this chain, because that's what it is, if you didn't know. I have been doing it, you'll see me working on it on episode 1 and episode 2. And I actually started it in episode 1 and I talked so much. I talked for 40 minutes, so I was able to get down to like about there, I'd say, or something, I don't know. So now anyway, it is this long. So basically I'm going to attach this to my pants, one here on the side of the leg, to a belt or something. I don't really know yet. I think I'm going to put them on my patchwork pants, but I haven't really decided yet. But yeah, basically what it is made of, as you can see here when we do a close-up, you know, soda, as the Americans call it. We call it fizzy drinks in Ireland, you know, whatever you want to call them. These things that you use to open the cans, they're the little tabs, and you can tear them off the can and collect them. And I have this thing right here full of them as well for other projects. And I just did it by cutting the edge of the can tab. Make sure you try to put the incision on the same place in every tab, and then you slide them into each other so that they interlock, and then you are left with this. I enjoy doing this, but the one thing I would say about this design is that sometimes if you don't cut them in the right place, or if you bend them too hard, they can snap, or you know, they can become really hard to actually get to interlock into each other. And as well as that, then, you know, these things from Pepsi, these are all from Pepsi cans. Some other cans, as you can see, like here, have the circular tabs, but as you can see, my ones were actually square tabs, which, you know, I prefer. That was fine. But then you have to take these things off them. This is what attaches it to the can, and these can really hurt your thumbs because you have to kind of wiggle them till the metal loosens and breaks. Or you can use a tool, but you know, who has time for that? So yeah, this is the first thing. I would rate this a 10 out of 10, to be fair. Well, okay, 9 out of 10, because while I enjoyed it, it did cause me some pain. But you know, yeah, now it looks cool. So I'll show you guys in a future video when I'll do like a jacket tour or like DIY items tour, and I will show you it when I put it on my pants. Second thing I want to talk about, I didn't actually make myself, but it would be handy for anyone who is interested in this idea to know about them. So yeah, basically, you buy these quarters of fabric in any fabric shop, really cheap. You know, buy it by the quarter, buy however much you want, and then you fold them up like this, and you can wrap it around your head to measure your head size, and then you can place the elastic in them and you can sew it shut like this, and then you can make these little things if you want. I mean, my ones anyway just have elastic bands, but then if I untie this here, you'll see it's actually pretty long. But yeah, and this is camouflage print with like skull designs on it. You see a skull there. So yeah, that was really fun. And yeah, I have loads of different colours and fabrics and everything, and I wear them to shows, I wear them when I'm going out, I wear them in my videos sometimes, even under my headset in my gaming videos. You'll see they help keep your hair out of your face. You know, metalheads love headbands. And pretty open stitching here as well on this side of it. So yeah, these headbands are really fun and they're easy to make, so if anyone's interested in that, then I would definitely give these a 10 out of 10. But you just got to make sure that you do the right size, because even the slightest difference in fabric size versus your head size will cause you discomfort, and no one wants that. But yeah, it's a great idea overall. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about here has pros and cons like really everything else. So okay, you can see these, right? Like, they look a bit rough, obviously. Okay, I'm gonna take one off now so I can show you. But basically, these are those cuffs, you know, they're actually the cuff of a jumper that I cut and poorly glued together. They do need to be touched up, and this is the thing with DIY projects as well, like you want to make it last in the long run. I do wear them sometimes, but they're also death traps, because I tried to do silicone spikes like I had seen online and they didn't really work for me. So what I ended up doing was taking the metal from cans and twisting it into a spike, hot gluing it so that the spike stays in form, and then you leave these kind of four like spike shapes really underneath it, and you bend them back up over the fabric when you stick it through like that, so they're really secured on, they're not coming off. But the problem is with the unevenness of the actual jumper itself. Also, these can scratch you. They're really they're not good to be wearing out and about, you know, like even I don't know, like trying to look in your bag for something at a bar or whatever it may be, like you need to get your wallet or something out of your pocket, you know, you're gonna end up scratching your hand a few times. And I had a huge scratch down here on my hand one day because I was playing pool with them on, and you can actually see it in my intro. That day that I recorded that video, I was playing pool, and I was with my friends and we were setting up the pool balls, and then I looked down and I just had a scratch in my hand, you know, and you just feel a little pinch, but like it hurts and it's there. And I know you can buy these things, you can buy studandspikes.com, you know, whatever, you can buy your studs, buy your spikes, but I'm a firm believer in, like, you know, the aesthetic can't be bought, you have to make it. I love the idea of that, and I love the idea of like, yeah, buy some merch, buy whatever you want, but like also like try have some fun and make it yourself, because I'm a really creative person. Like, you know, that's just me. I enjoy that. Not that, you know, everyone has to do that, but yeah, that's just how I feel about it. But yeah, overall I would rate these a 6 out of 10 because of the danger. You know, they look cool, and I did leave, you see, like a gap here so that I can put my hand, or here, so I can put my hand down and stuff and not get hurt. But yeah, like if you can, use hot glue to make the spikes, or buy your own spikes if you can as well. Maybe buy like leather wristbands or something and then fasten the studs on. I don't know. I'll definitely be attempting this again, but I'll not be using these because that is not safe, and it's just like it does more harm than good, you know. Like, yeah, it looks cool, but in practice that hurts when it hits your skin. So yeah, also you could hurt other people. Passing my friend, you know, money for the shop, and the next thing you know, he's like, ow, and you're like, what? And you have scraped him and you don't even notice, you know. Just things like that, that like you don't want to go around hurting other people. It's not safe. I never had a problem with like bars and things, like if I went in there, like metal bars with these on, but also, like, I don't think they were like looking at me being like, oh, like, is she bringing anything in? Like, if someone had checked me, would they say this is safe? Probably not. Like, I would avoid bringing them out in public if you're gonna do this, at least anyway. It's just not a good idea. Like, these things, love them, they look so cool, but like, I will probably just end up sticking these on a teddy bear or something for decoration, you know, somewhere up high on a shelf, put them on a figurine or something. I won't be wearing them myself for the rest of my days. Also, the fact that it is made out of a jumper is great because it's warm and comfy in the winter, but then when it gets to summer, it gets really sweaty and disgusting, and no one wants that, especially at a festival or something. So yeah, that's my review of them. Not my best, but not my worst, you know. So yeah. Okay, I just had to search my house for this, and I'm so happy I found this because I couldn't leave this out of the video. So you might be thinking that this is just a folder, but actually this is how I make my DIY patches. And what I mean by that is, so here's the Pantera patch that you'll see on my backpack. I printed out the logo in paper. Yes, you can use cardstock, I just didn't have any at the time of making these stencils, but I do plan to use more stencils with better, stronger materials. But you know, paper works fine once you put masking tape over it. It reinforces it for at least a few uses anyway. I used acrylic for this one on sweatshirt fabric, but I would probably recommend using fabric paint, because then I got fabric paint and I noticed the difference and I was like, okay, yeah, this actually is better. It's really awkward to get them out because of the tape, but yeah, I have a failed attempt at a dying fetus patch in here as well. Well, stencil I should say, because that's what these are. So okay, if I can get it off. Alright, so here is the Pantera stencil. So I'll fold this part down so you can see me talking. So as you can see here, it has the logo. Just be mindful that specifically vowels, things like letters that like, or even here, that would have like the little circle in it, or the P or the A, you know, whatever it is, you need to leave a piece here to, you see what I mean, like to attach it, because otherwise this part would just be on its own and it would not actually be connected to the stencil. So that's something that you need to be mindful of. I had many failed attempts, especially with the death metal logo. You just know it's like, it's already going to be too hard. This is the first ever one I attempted. It was a dying fetus stencil. Yeah, you can't really tell it's a dying fetus stencil, but it is. I tried to print it, it didn't really work, you know. It was acrylic paint, so it was just thick and like, ugh. And parts of it right now are still stuck together, and also it's so intricate, like you really do need like an X-Acto knife, Stanley blades we have here in Ireland, a scalpel, anything of that nature, just something, even like a nail scissors or something, but be really careful because that can happen. Also put it on a cutting board. Okay, so basically Alright, I'm going to use my Pantera one for this. So, you'll see here, the paper is black, right, but there's this stuff here. And what is this? This is masking tape. So, what I do is I print off this. The logo, whatever you want on your patch. It doesn't have to be even a metal patch. It can just be like a cool logo you saw online. I have some of those as well. I'll show you. So, you have this, and then what you want to do is wrap a load of masking tape, yes, even on this part, especially over the logo here. You want to wrap it all around here, and then I did the back for some of them and I didn't for others. It just makes it kind of thicker on the back, but then also harder to cut out. So it's kind of up to you personally, also how long you want the stencil to last. Like, is it just going to be a one-time thing, or are you going to plan to reuse it over and over again? So yeah, that's basically this. And then you just cut it out with your Stanley blade, X-Acto knife, whatever it is. Don't drop it like I just did. It's very easy to tear as well, but you need to, when you're painting it, people use sponges. I wouldn't recommend sponges because they eat up a lot of the paint, especially if it's not fabric paint like acrylic or something like that. And also harden your sponge if you don't wash it properly, and just all these complicated things. And then yeah, like, just use a brush, but dab, you know. That's what I found works best for me. I just wouldn't advise it because it'll cost you more paint in the long run. So you just tape it down and you paint it, and then you take off the stencil, it dries, and you have a beautiful logo that is accurate, unless you use this thing, because that's not accurate. But yeah, okay, so if we look here, you'll see, yeah, this is the logo one I'm talking about. So this is one of these spike things here, and it's a hand going the metal logo like this. As you can see, there's some black paint actually came off on my thing. Like, that's how weird these hold up, like, you know, especially with the masking tape, goes a bit dusty sometimes. But yeah, like, you can, it's hard to see, but like, I did do a patch of this twice, so I'll show you those. But yeah, basically, like, I'm really proud of this, like how it came out, you know. And you can do it mirrored or reversed or whatever way you want. But yeah, it was just for something really creative and fun, and then it adds like something unique to your vest or your patch pants, whatever it is, because it's like you made it, you know, from, like, literally from scratch. I know you can also screen print patches, but basically, like, I just think the work is worth it, you know. I also want to try screen printing patches though. I want to try both, you know. But yeah, I would definitely invest in some fabric paint if you can as well, because it makes the, like, miles of difference. But it's amazing. So yeah. So the last thing I want to discuss when you're talking about this is scale, like real life scale, right? So like, here are tiny patch stencils that I made. You can put them into Instagram or something, PixArt, whatever you want, like all your logos. And if you want loads of really small patches, then you can just print them all off in one sheet and you can cut it out. Like, look how much paper this took me, you know. So these were on the same sheet, I just cut them out. So this here is a Slayer. You can see that better. It's a Slayer patch stencil, and I'm really proud of how it came out. You know, it was cute. The problem was it was kind of just too small, like that you wouldn't even really notice it on my jacket or anything, but it printed well. And yeah, it was really finicky and difficult to get in those details, but once I did it, it was amazing. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on these things. Same here with the corn one, but the problem with the corn one was that the K, it snapped because the paper was just so weak. And then you add like, these were acrylic paint, I think. Yeah, you add acrylic into the mix and it just goes all rubbery, and then it gets all wet and it breaks, so it gets hard to actually keep them intact. But yeah, you just keep them in a little poly pocket like I have here, and they're perfectly fine. And these two are good to use again. I can always tape this up if I really need to here. And this is definitely good again. As you can see here, there's also some kind of, it looks a bit pink at some stages. That's because I did a white one and a red one. So I've used this already multiple times and it still works fine for me. So I would definitely recommend this. I would give this 10 out of 10 because it's something fun to do. It's unique to your jacket. No one else is going to have one that looks like this, you know. I also do believe in supporting band merch, you know, though, like giving the proceeds to the actual band, but then half of them don't even use their own merch websites anymore, and you really have to be vigilant when you're looking out for that. So it's hard to know, but I think, like, especially from a cost-effective point of view, like, this is fun, it's cheap enough, you know, it doesn't cost you €30 every time, and it's fun, like, it's something enjoyable to do. It could take up your whole afternoon. If you're really trying to follow the lines, like, then it will take you a while, but, you know, these were all fun. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Okay, so the next thing here is my Nike backpack, and it might just look like a regular bag with some pins and things to you on it. Here's my Jack Skellington pin that I just love, but this bag I have had with me since I was at least 8 years old, and I'm an adult now, so that's literally, like, I don't know, like almost a decade basically. So yeah, like, it's been through some stuff, you know. We have some tears here on the bag. So what I decided to do, because I love this bag so much, it's just perfect for, like, I bring it literally everywhere with me, like from swimming, like school things when I was in school, you know, work, whatever it may be, when I'm out with friends, you know, going for a drink, whatever, like, I will bring this bag with me. Unless I want a smaller bag, then I have a different bag, you know. But so here is what I did to the lower pocket of it, and yeah, you might be thinking there's things flying off over here, but this is the Pantera patch that I printed, and I'm so happy with how it came out. This is a zip pocket in itself, and this is an embroidered iron-on patch I bought. By the way, I have a sewing video coming out, so stay tuned for that. But if you buy iron-on patches with the glue on the back, they're perfectly fine, but half the time they're gonna fall off if you're putting them on a jacket or something that you'll be using a lot, like this bag. So I would recommend you iron them on first, you know, hold the iron down for a few seconds, whatever the instructions say, but then you should do at least a stitch in the first 4 corners. If not, just stitch it on, because yeah, like, the more stitching the better, right, because it's just not going to fall off, it's durable. So that's just something that I would recommend. That's how I always do it, but everyone has their own ways to do it, and that's fine. Then over here we just have some spare fabric, and I put an embroidered Bart Simpson patch on. So I'm gonna eventually be covering this whole thing in actual spikes, not these kind of spikes, and also patches. So I'll give you an update on that as the video goes on. Actually, as well, my sewing video that's coming out, you can watch me sew on these 2 patches, and the reason it's so messy down here is because of some fabric glue I was trialing out, and there was trials and errors with that, so you'll see that in the coming weeks. I need to edit that video, but you know, I just want to do real metal talk first. So yeah, I have a lot of key rings as well. Big horror fan, I have Leatherface, all that. And guys, let me know if you want a backpack tour when it's actually finished, because I will do that. I'll probably do it anyway because I just have an interest in these things. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for putting patches on your backpack. It makes them look cool and it's really fun. So yeah, I would recommend that to anyone. It's a good afternoon project on a rainy day, you know, which we get all the time in Ireland, you know, on topic. So yeah. Okay, so next thing we are on to now is my patch pants. And let me tell you guys, I do not have enough patches on these pants, and I was like just getting into DIYing and stuff, you know, when I started these patches, so everything that could go wrong essentially went wrong with these pants, but I'm still working on them, you know. I haven't given up hope, because that's just like, everything adds to the look, in my opinion, you know. I don't know if I'll ever actually wear these out, but they're definitely comfortable, even like around the house, or like if I'm just with my friends or something, like I would definitely probably wear them. So first of all, picking your pants, right? You want something that have fit you for ages, or just, you know, people buy new pants as well, but then it comes into the whole punk crust pants thing. Like, is that, you know, does that defeat the purpose? I don't know. I'm just here, like, to do my thing, you know. I'm not here to debate that, but yeah. These aren't they don't have crust punk bands, so they're not crust pants, but they are patch pants with metal bands on them and stuff. So I'll start from the bottom of the leg. So these basically fit me for a long time. They still do fit me. Also, as you add patches around, it'll probably most likely get tighter. Like, these were kind of baggy on me, and now they're going to be like the equivalent to kind of skinny jeans, even though they're not jeans, but you know what I mean, like that the leg is going to be a tighter fit. So you just need to keep that in mind. Like, if you're like bursting out of these pants already and then you're having trouble like with them after the patches go on, like, that's not going to work, and it's a lot of time and effort gone into these things, so you want to make sure you're able to enjoy it in the end. So yeah, nothing on the back here, as you can see. Also, these were from Primark, which is basically, if you don't know, like, they are very, you know, fast fashion brand, whatever. Like, their stuff is not really ethically sourced, I would say. So obviously I had these pants for a very long time before I kind of knew and was educated on all this stuff, you know. But people say it's okay to like purchase things that you know are fast fashion once you intend on having them for a long time. Of course, I still feel bad about it, you know, but this is just the society we live in and everything. It's awful, but I wanted to make sure that I would get more use out of them, and this is where we get back into the positive side of things. Now I'm making them into something, you know, that are long term. So yeah, it's important to use things that you already have. Anything, like, you know, you're not restricted because of your financial settings or anything. Like, you shouldn't be, you know, don't let it hold you back, because you can do anything. Also, a few things first about my methods and how I sew things and everything. I use dental floss, very popular with old punks, you know, new punks, whatever. I'm not claiming to be a punk, I just use the, you know, same techniques that they do. Dental floss is cheaper than embroidery thread, only by a few cents, but hey, every little counts, so you know. It also smells really nice when you're sewing, and it lasts a long time. Some people use fishing wire and everything like that, and I will be discussing that more in my sewing video. But then yeah, I use the floss and then I use a lighter to burn it off. And these patches were all made out of old clothes, t-shirts that didn't fit me, skinny jeans, whatever. So I try to reuse as much fabric as I can. I literally have a pile of fabric in my room from things that don't fit me anymore that I'm going to use. Yeah, you can literally make patches out of anything. You have a t-shirt that you want the sleeves cut off, you cut off the sleeves, you use the fabric. Like, these sleeves that were on this shirt that I cut off, they are now going to be made into patches, like, soon. Especially graduating and stuff, like, I literally cut up my school pants to use for patches, because you can just paint it and no one's going to know what colour it was or anything, you know. You can do, like, crazy things. It's a great way to show off your art, and it's fun, you know, and you can put that anywhere. So yeah. Okay, back to the pants. Corn patch. This was free-handed and it was kind of ugly, and it is in acrylic. The sewing is also really bad because, see, the thing is, I like to sew my patches like originally across the border here, because they are just fabric, so I want to avoid them fraying, but then it left me with kind of ugly stitching because I was new to it, you know. This is also kind of me testing out everything. Then we have Kitty. Disgusting patch, you know, really just not well made at all, but I'm a huge fan. The seam burst here then, so I used a safety pin as well. You can literally see some of the blue denim sticking up there. I don't really care, but you know, some people might be bothered by it. This was one of 2 carcass patches that I attempted. You'll see the better one on my other jacket, but yeah, this carcass patch, I didn't want to throw it out because I still liked it, but it was just me testing out my artistic ability at freehanding logos and tracing them off my laptop and everything before my laptop broke. So yeah, also before I had purchased a lighter, I have all these pieces of the floss hanging. I will be burning them down with the lighter, but after I'm done the patches at this stage. So I wanted somewhere to put it. I said, let's put it on my pants, you know, here. And I didn't do a base layer of patches, by the way, for this. But then I started to do it on the other leg, and now it's just going to be uneven legs. So I might just paint the pre-existing blank patches on my other leg. But anyway, here's a little bonefish patch, skeleton fish. I like this patch, it's cute. It's a bit faded, but you know, the acrylic paint keeps it nice and rubbery, so it's fine. Here, Ciarta Erica, Irish for gay rights. You know, if you're having political patches, it's important to, even though I just told the internet what it means, you know what I mean? Like, never put them on the back, because people could attack you, you know, if you're wearing them in public, just little things like that you have to consider. So I said I'd put it in my native dying language that hardly anyone speaks anymore, because that's safer to me. Cold chamber, big cold chamber fan, you know. This is freehand, but I wanted to try my hand at it. Mud vein, another freehand, not well drawn patch at all. Here's some spare fabric. Mashuga, and it goes into the leg there because it just stretched across. And there is a button here, just a clear button, because I just wanted some embellishments. It had on Sever, Eat the Rich in Irish again. You know, I wanted to be political, but I didn't want to take too much of a risk. Is that hypocritical to the whole statement of having political patches on your pants or your jacket, whatever? I don't know, you know, but that's just how I felt at the time. You know, I care about my safety as much as I do about making the statement. Yes, I'm willing to make sacrifices for these things that we need in society, but also, like, that's a whole other video in itself, and I don't need to get into that. This is like a dragon skull thing, but it was done with Tipex, and I'm not sure how I feel about this. You know, it's really like, it's literally like hard to the touch, you know, it's really weird. I also nearly destroyed our kitchen countertop by doing this, so that was fun. And then on the other half here, the leg, Limp Bizkit, this is the patch of the stencil I showed you with the hand going like this. So yeah, that's really cool. I really like how it turned out. I have another one on my first ever battle jacket. So yeah, here's this more kind of cotton fabric here on the legs, and then that's literally all I've done with these so far. It was over a few months, just trial and error. I was bored, so I'd sew on a patch and I would see what was happening. So overall, I would rate these 7 out of 10. There's a lot wrong with them, you know, I was just learning and things like that, but it is important to, you know, have fun with it and try your best, and I really enjoyed making them overall. So yeah, I mean, 7 out of 10, you know. Alright, so the next item here is my first ever denim jacket that I decided I wanted to mod. So basically just a regular denim jacket. I think this was from H&M. I wore it for about 2 years before I actually decided that I wanted to do mods on it. So I had practiced some stitching here with the dental floss on the pocket like that. It's still literally not even melted off properly, but you know what I mean. I just want to try something. And then here's the other better of two free-handed carcass patches that I tried. This is on the pocket here. I really like it. It's not perfect, but that's what I like about it in a way. You know, people in bars and everything like that still recognize me as like, oh yeah, that's carcass, you know. They still can read it, so that's all that matters to me. And then over here, I used to have a lot of badges and buttons and things on this jacket, but I took them off. I have a lot of like rare Star Wars pins and all that kind of stuff, but I took them off. Then this t-shirt, I plan to make DIY ones, by the way, but that'll be a whole other video. This is a Jaws t-shirt that didn't fit me anymore, but I still really loved it. I loved the movie. I have a poster up there. You know, I wanted to give it a new lease of life. So how I did that was, you know, made a DIY back patch, and yeah, as you can see, Jaws, it looks really cool when I'm wearing it, you know. I really like how this jacket turned out. It's still long sleeved, so it's perfect in the winter time. I know it's kind of random, but I really like how it turned out, and I'm definitely going to keep adding maybe like some experimental pieces of fabric or patches, or maybe even some art onto this jacket. If you have any suggestions of what I've put on the jacket, let me know. Yeah, I'll probably add other bands to it, and it might eventually even become a battle vest. This might be gone in a few years, who knows. that's the beauty of these jackets and patches and everything. You can interchange them, you can put them and take them off whatever you want, you know, you can do literally whatever you want with them. So that's the beauty of it. Yeah, 10 out of 10 on this, but it's not finished, but I love it. So yeah. Also, before I start this next one, there's a lot for me to say about this, but I am considering making more metal merch, maybe even my own merch, and not for my YouTube channel, but for music if I ever release it and stuff, you know. And yeah, I might sell it on Depop, so keep an eye on that space basically, because I might advertise something, you know. I'll do a whole video on that as well. But yeah, basically this thing is an amalgamation of 2 different articles of clothing. So it is perfect for the summertime. In Ireland we get these summer nights where it's like nice and warm, but it's also then you get a cold chill, you get kind of a cold snap during the night, or you know, you just have those kind of cloudy, overcast summer days, but it's kind of thundery and the heat might still be there, whatever, I don't know. Or in the winter you could always wear something over this, you know, because it's short sleeved. So yeah, basically this is what it is. Okay, it's just a jumper, no sleeves, and it has a back patch as well, which I'm kind of ashamed of, to be honest. But then it has this hood thing as well. So yeah, it's my own hoodie basically. I made my own hoodie with short sleeves. So this was from a Nirvana jumper that my friend gave to me, so we're already recycling here. So I used these to make this. My Pantera patch on my backpack is also fabric from that jumper. Then I used the hood on this other jumper that didn't have a hood to place a hood on it, which was a different colour, adding depth. And I cut the sleeves off because this was just a long sleeve, like, girly jumper. And then I used this t-shirt material to paint a carcass patch, which is very poorly sewn and is falling off, so needs to be resewn. But bear with me because I'm kind of proud of the design of this. It just wasn't executed perfectly. And then this was screen printed on a t-shirt that I had, so I used the fabric from the t-shirt that was blank to make this, and then I made this his own patch and I stuck it on. It's yin and yang and it says heart and mind on it. Is it falling off? Absolutely. That's not the point. So basically this is really comfortable. I love it, you know, no complaints, except for the fact that it's falling apart. You know, stitches like this, they need to be reinforced because the hood is quite heavy and this is quite weak. But I'm really proud that I came up with it and I executed it and it actually worked. I definitely do plan on fixing this up in the future and wearing it, because we're now into the summer season, so things like this horribly sewn thing down here will just have to get ripped off and sewn back on again. Maybe I'll even add to it, you know, I don't know. So I'll put it on in a second and show you guys, but basically, like, these are the sleeves. Like, it's just pretty open. But I was wearing this out in Irish weather in September. You might call me crazy, but like one day with a bit of sunshine I was wearing this, like, and it was still warm enough for me, and I could just put on like a flannel or something like that underneath it and it would be comfy and you would still see the sleeves. It's, you know, it works for everything really. So then we come to the back patch, which is literally crusty and hard, and this is one thing that I think I would replace if I were to, you know, open up like the drawing board on this thing again and rework it. So I tried to paint the Heartwork logo. It didn't really work. This was before I even knew you could do stenciling and stuff. It was also with acrylic paint and with a really cheap t-shirt fabric, and it's really thick and disgusting. Yeah, it's also shitty artwork. Like, as an artist I'm kind of ashamed to show that on here, but you know, yeah, not my best. But I've worn this on nights out with my friends, and people have come up to me and recognize this as Carcass because they can read that it says Carcass. So that is my job done in my eyes. You don't need to see the back. I'm sitting on a chair anyway, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it was amazing, and I might buy proper spikes and add them to the hood here, because I think that would be really cool. So yeah, I'm just going to try it on for you guys now and show you how it actually fits me, because I just need you to see like how proud I am of the sleeves. But other than that, or the lack thereof I should say, other than that, the only thing I would change out of this is the back patch, which I probably will change, and I'll do a whole video on that, so don't worry. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for this, really, because I'm just proud of myself that I actually executed that, you know. But definitely 9 out of 10 for this. So yeah, so as you can see, it's comfortable, it fits, you know, my sleeves are out, it's cool. I really like this thing. Like, it's just a good time, you know. It's just, it works, like, it's comfortable, and it's really like you have a lot of room in it. You know, maybe I'd change like the patch because it is really zigzaggy and stuff, but I'm really proud of this. Alright guys, so here's me standing up with it on, just so you can see a bit better. Yeah, I'm really proud of it, you know, like how it worked out in terms of actually fitting, and how I reused the clothes. I mean, yeah, it has kind of wax melt stains and stuff on it, but it's still fun and it fits, and I can put the hood up and it's perfect. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. Okay, so my hair's a little frizzy after that now, but you can ignore that. So here is, see, it's a work in progress, as you can see, like literally look at that, but this is my first ever like battle jacket, battle vest, whatever you want to call it, that I have actually attempted. No, it's not finished. I have been into metal for like a few years now, but I have not like been introduced to the community aspect of it for, you know, as long, so I didn't really know about this thing, and I didn't know I had an interest in doing it. So yeah, here is my battle vest tour. So yes, there is still a needle in it. I'm putting a trigger warning at the start of the video, so you're gonna know about that before you see this here. But yeah, there is that. No, I do not intend to wear it like that. I was just in the middle of sewing stuff here, and I said, you know what, I'm never gonna get this video done because everything's always a work in progress with me. I'm constantly improving my designs, or buying new patches to put on, making new patches to put on, or coming up with new ideas, you know. So I just thought, why not do this, and I can look back on it, and then I can do jacket tours and other things in the future. So I also thought it would be interesting to show you guys. So lesbian flag, self-explanatory, you know, don't need to go over that. No, it's not sewn on. It is an iron-on patch. I ironed it on, and I intend to sew it on with my floss. Nirvana, small patch, bought it cheap, said why not put it on the jacket. I know they're not really metal, but you know, they're grunge, whatever. It was just another patch for my jacket, you know. I got excited about it at the start, so yeah. Here's Kids on Fire. I went to see them, got into the gig. It was a great night with my friend. Highly recommend them. You know, they're a band from Seattle. Some of these bands aren't really metal, they're kind of grunge, but you know, whatever. I intend to put more metal bands on it, and I have a whole black metal vest which is next, so I'll show you that soon. But patches are expensive, you know, and also I haven't been to many shows yet, and I haven't had time to print my own patches and stuff, so I don't have as many patches I would like to, but I'm gonna get them, you know. And it's been very much trial and error for me these past few months, and now I'm finally at a stage where I actually have time to make patches and buy patches and stuff, and I have the money to buy patches and everything. So yeah, another Kids on Fire thing here, a patch. Really nice design on this patch. I bought it when, same show, went to see them, the Disorderlies, Parker, who are from Northern Ireland, they're amazing, and all these other bands that were playing that night. It was an amazing show. I'm going to do a whole video on Irish metal band recommendations, because I have a lot of them, and I think that that's something unique to me for my audience. Like, even be it a small audience, you know, people will want new recommendations all the time, and I have a lot of really cool Irish bands that are underrated and I really like them, so why not, you know, celebrate my culture. And most of their music is in English as well, and even if it wasn't, you could still enjoy it. So yeah, most of you might not even know Irish was a language, but yeah. Okay, Megadeth patch. This came a few weeks ago. I really like this. Vic Rattlehead, you know, it's cool. So yeah, I just sewed it straight on. It's really like flimsy, well not flimsy, like it's perfect, but it's just soft material, you know, it's really light, so I wanted to really reinforce it onto my jacket. So also, by the way, my friend who gave me the Nirvana jumper also gave me this jacket, and the sleeves were already ripped off. I like them having this look, so yeah, I didn't use a pick, I didn't bother. You know, I don't really like doing that when taking off the sleeves. Now this, okay, well first I'm going to show you the small patch here on the back. I only have 2 of them. So this is the other metal one. I prefer this one, it came out really nice. I'm very proud of it. The only thing I don't like is it's a lot of white background on here, when I prefer a more grayscale kind of black colour palette. And the Nirvana one just like doesn't go, I think, so I might take that off at some stage. I don't even know where I'm going to put that, but yeah. I mean, like, can you even call it a battle jacket if it's Nirvana on it? I don't know. But yeah, my music has intersections, you know. I like Nirvana, I prefer whole, don't have a whole patch, but anyway. I just pick up what I see, you know, and what I like, so yeah. This, I could talk about this band forever. So I said, okay, we're going to put it on the jacket. Feminism, in this moment, Maria Brink, you know. I could go on, and I probably will do a video about her, just her, because yeah, she's really influential, especially as a woman in the community. But yeah, this is the, I think this is actually the deluxe edition design for the In This Moment Blood. I don't know if you can see that, yeah, blood, which is amazing. So I tried to do kind of blood streaks. I made stencils for In This Moment and for the blood, and then I winged the crown with the crow on it. I'm talking so much I can't talk anymore. The crow is not done, to be honest with you, like it's kind of ugly and I'm not good at realism, but yeah, all my art I've shown in this is so bad. I need to do like a slideshow of art that I'm actually proud of at the end of this video. But yeah, look, I'm happy with how this turned out. I'm thinking of buying an Iron Maiden patch for this or something, or maybe get another jacket and do like a proper battle jacket. I don't really know yet, but yeah, I'm proud of this for a first attempt, and I think the stencil actually came out pretty well. You know, you can kind of read that clearly enough, and I'm really proud of it. And also like the blood effect, like that's really cool. I just did this here with brush strokes, and you kind of have to let the paint fade and run out, and they just go like this. But yeah, the only thing I'd fix about it is the actual illustration of the crow here. I kind of winged it as well. I didn't really do a sketch because I didn't really have anything to sketch it on with, you know. I should have found like black chalk or something, or blue or something like that. But I might paint over the crow. I don't know, I might paint over this whole thing. I might get, you know, a patch printed that is this size and put it in between the two of these. I don't know, but look, there you go. I'm really happy with how this came out. And if you want to see me how I sewed this back patch on, then I think that's what I was doing. Yeah, I was doing that. So you can see that over on my horror movie review video. It's the only one I have up at the moment. It's the review of Possum from 2018. I talk about the horror movie. If you're a horror fan like me, you know, you're gonna enjoy that. And yeah, I discussed the movie while you watch me sew on my patch, as well as some pictures and screenshots from the movie, whatever. Then I tell you how much it was rated on all these different websites, and at the end you can see me finishing it off with the lighter, and I give you a little, you know, a try it on for you at the end. So yeah, that's fun. Look, this jacket is definitely not finished, but you know, it's my roots in a way. I don't know, I'm proud of it, you know, but I really like how all of these kind of follow like black and white to grayscale. So then I'm thinking, like, obviously I'm gonna leave this, but like, I don't know about Nirvana, like, but then also like, fuck it, you can have whatever you want on your vest, you know. I'm a very firm believer in that. So yeah, that's my first ever battle vest. 10 out of 10, I guess, you know. Okay, finally, this is a jacket that I prefer because this is my most recent project. yeah, I've been busy with this, to be honest. It's nowhere near finished yet, but I said I'd show you guys. So this is, or soon to be, my black metal vest. And what I mean by that, soon to be, right, it only has one patch on here, which is Mayhem. I know that's literally so basic. I'm thinking of getting like battery patches. I want to find a dissection back patch, but I don't know if that will happen. But yeah, I'm looking out, and if I don't find one, then I'll just make it myself, you know. But yeah, I'm really like proud of this so far. And I think that when I add other bands, it's really going to come together. So I'm keeping a color scheme for this jacket. I'm doing all black and white patches. Maybe some grayscale in the future, I don't know. So we have Mayhem, you know, that album, great album. My favorite album is Death Crush though. I know that might be basic, call me a poser, I don't care, but I just think they peaked with their first EP. I really do. And then they had all the drama and they went kind of downhill, so yeah. But yeah, you know, you can check out my black metal playlist on Spotify. I mean, I have lots of different things in there, so who knows what will end up on this vest. Scorpion, really cool. I bought this Ernon patch in Vibes and Scribes, I think it was. Then this, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil kind of thing. Skeleton patch, Ernon, but have not sewn it on yet, but I need to, because look at this. This is the problem when you don't iron it on. Like, look, that's coming off, and that's just from ironing it on. You know, I didn't do anything with this. So there's nothing on the back of this, but there's going to be. Yeah, I don't really like showing works in progress in this channel, because I just think like nothing is done and everyone's gonna be like, what the fuck. But like, realistically, like, everyone starts somewhere, you know, and I can look back on this and we can all laugh at it. This I love. Skeleton patch, as well, skull patch, and it has kind of a flower rose design here, and you can just see all the stitches all along the edge here. Yeah, and this patch is from Lush, fighting animal testing, you know, something political that I really believe in. So yeah, I thought that would be good to have on the vest. I picked that up in store, but I'm sure you can get it online as well. I got this on Etsy, I think, and I have some CDs and patches on the way, so I'll be doing videos on them as well, so you'll see that. So now I'm going to go try the jacket on for you. There's not much more to talk about with this jacket, other than the fact that the sleeves were picked off as opposed to ripped, you know, and cut. But I like having a cleaner look for black metal, you know, when it's, because this vest is more structured as well. Like, it has a color scheme, there's no rips, it's clean, you know, but the other vest then is like my everything vest, my battle vest. So yeah, that's all to say about that really. But yeah, I'm happy with it so far. I mean, I know it only has one band patch, so you can't even really call it a battle vest, but you know, I'm like, I'm a working woman, I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna get my patches, but I'm just not there yet. So they're on the way, or they're yet to be ordered, or yet to be made, but I will be making and ordering them, so stay tuned. Maybe I'll even sell some if I make cute stencils, and yeah, that's something really fun to look forward to. Okay, so this is me wearing my black metal vest, you know. You can kind of look naked sometimes when the sleeves are too big and you're wearing a tank top, but you can literally wear anything, like any kind of shirts, long sleeves under here, and it would look fine as well. You know, completely buttons up, but I like to leave it open most of the time. The one thing I would say, and I did it with this, but I failed to do it with this, be careful here if you have any collars, you know, unless you want to wear them up, which is fine. If you don't, just move, I should have moved this over a bit, and I might do that, I don't know. But you know, obviously the collar blocks it, so that sucks. But yeah, this is the jacket. I talked for so long there that it went from being light outside to literally nearly being dark. And yeah, I think that's a good sign. But I also realised my septum was literally crooked for like half of that, but it's okay. So yeah, that's everything I have to show. I just know that I'll go off camera and instantly remember something. And look at my eyebrow, it's after fading already, I told you it would. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely be doing other videos like this. probably more structured than this, I would hope, especially as I get better and I grow my audience, whatever. But yeah, that was just me, you know, that was real metal talk. That was me kicking back, relaxing and showing off my work. So you'll see more things like that, and hopefully they'll improve with time as well. But some of these designs I'll work on again and I'll better them. So I'll give you regular updates, or you can follow my Instagram, which will be in the description, or you can go to the About tab on my channel and find it there. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.